Hey friends, it's Ian Khan here at Consensus 2025. I've got with me Lisa from the Secret Network to tell us about what work they're doing right now and the change that they're making. Lisa, welcome to the Futurist podcast.
Thanks, Ian. Glad to be here.
How has it been for you at Consensus this year?
You know, Consensus has been different from usual. It's never been in Toronto before, so that's new. But just in general, I've met some really big movers and shakers in this space, and I feel like we're on the brink of something big. I mean, we all know AI is coming. I don't know if we can really conceptualize how big that shift is going to be. And I've been talking to the Decentralized AI Society. I'll talk more about what Secret is building that has made this just the perfect place to be.
Yeah, we had them on the show earlier as well. I'd love to know more about you guys. What are you trying to build?
We are building confidential AI infrastructure.
Okay.
So essentially the ability to run workloads on AI confidentially, encrypted, so that nobody, not anybody on the outside and not even the network administrators can spy on what your workload is doing.
What does that mean for a person like me who knows nothing about technology? So is AI right now, can people see what's happening if it's running on a data center?
Yes, that is the big thing that I'm most worried about actually, is that I think AI is amazing. I think this agentic wave that we're having is pretty cool. I'm learning tools like Vibe, Windsurf and Cursor, these things that allow you to build things even if you're not a coder. You can build a program, you can build a project or an application that will do really cool things. The big problem is that all of these applications that we build, if they're not built on a confidential foundation, we're opening ourselves up to attack, to data leakage, to spying, and attack vectors.
And when we're talking about securing this, are you talking about building it on a blockchain or a decentralized infrastructure?
Not necessarily. I do think that, Secret is a layer 1, but what we're doing with confidential infrastructure is more off-chain workers. We're doing key management with the blockchain, which is important. The immutability of the blockchain is very important. The trust that decentralization brings is important, but ultimately encryption is the most important thing for the future of AI. And so yes, we're doing part of it on chain, but mostly my message is we need to be aware when we're using these agents of how much we're opening ourselves up to a bad future.
So help us understand, what stage are you at as an organization? What has happened until now? What are some of the milestones you want to chase over the next time period?
Well, I mean, over the past, we've been live on mainnet since 2020. So we've been working on encryption on chain for 5 years or so. And so we're very familiar with the TEE, the Trusted Execution Environment technology. What we're doing now is migrating that expertise over to this AI future. Where Secret is right now is we have many applications that are built on top of the Secret network, and some of them are AI projects, some of them are DeFi projects or financial, or just like there's some gambling apps for fun as well. But what we're talking about is, I think, a major shift away from just plain applications to AI-driven applications.
What is the ecosystem looking like when you talk about creating a secure platform? Is there industry awareness? Is there not? What stage are we at? Because things seem to be moving very fast in all directions. So I just want to understand who's working on something.
That is a great question. I think I have to answer you that we're not, as an industry in general, as a culture in general, we're not really aware of the need for any of this encryption, any of this privacy. It's always a toss-up between convenience and security, as usual. And the power of AI is so great that we're getting really excited about it. We're not really thinking about what outcome that leads to. So really, I'm trying to spread the word that we need to build from the ground up with a very solid foundation, and that means encrypting the hardware layer, encrypting the data at the hardware layer before it goes anywhere.
Yeah, so today you've got literally every industry that's doing some kind of agentic stuff, agentic AI, whether it's a CRM system to healthcare industry to automobiles. Everybody's trying to work on something interesting, and it's got this, like you said, it's the era of agentic. This is the wave of agentic AI. And my question is, so everybody's doing this agentic AI, they're using massive amounts of customer data, proprietary data, private data, whatever, like in healthcare. It's a boon of data of different types. And all this is being done with no encryption. Of course, yes, it's as secure as it can be within the confines of the data center and the layers of security that they have. But it's not encrypted, and there's a major difference between these two things.
That's true, very much so.
How so? How so? Help our viewers understand between data being cyber safe versus being encrypted.
I mean, so the reason that if it's inside a data center, right? You protect the perimeter. You
protect the walls.
You guard the perimeter, right? And that's the extent of your security. So you can make those walls very thick. You can make the guards very strong. That's a good strategy. Now, if you take that and it's no longer inside a data center, but it's spread across all different validators and nodes on a blockchain, you have better resilience, right? Because someone can't come in and blow up your data center and all your data is gone. It's spread out. But you also have a greater attack surface. So the reason you need encryption, I'm not saying that inside the walled garden it shouldn't be encrypted. Like that could be a strategy. But I'm saying that if it gets out of the walled garden, it absolutely must be encrypted in order to ensure that that data is not just in the clear and easily spyable by anybody.
Of course. No, I completely understand what you're trying to say. So it's necessary that as the complexity of us managing data arises, maybe my personal information, 100 different agencies are using it tomorrow, right? For something. I signed in somewhere, my healthcare provider, and it's going in the hands of so many different people. It's better that it's protected as much as it can be, because it could lead to whatever,
it's
data fraud, identity theft, or what have you.
But does that really? I wonder, because for me, I don't like wake up in the middle of the night and think, who's using my data?
Is it?
Well, we probably should, but
we should.
We don't.
Is it because we have no idea where our data goes and the journeys it takes?
It's partly that, but you know what the other thing is? It's that we live in an age where we're not used to having AI. So you can fly under the radar in our world, because if you're doing something, someone actually has to go look for you. A human has to say, I'm interested in that, I'm going to go uncover this information, or a government has to uncover that information. But when we talk about AI has no such limits. AI can sift through all the data with all the people and find any anomaly or any interesting thing. There's no such thing as under the radar anymore.
So it's exciting as well as it's scary as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exciting and scary.
Yeah, it's an opportunity, and many a blockbuster in Hollywood have been made around this, and how data can be very dangerous, whether it's robots or data or a combination of these. Help us, take us home. Tell us, where do things need to go over the next 2 to 5 years? Right, in a realistic way, or if there's a different timeline, so that we can say, all right, we are good now. Now everything's okay. Yeah.
So my prediction is that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, because I just don't think that people can really get on board with the inconvenience required for encryption and personal security of your data without some pain. So where's that pain today? We don't feel it today. So you said 2 to 5 years. So I would say the next 2 years, we're riding the wave of excitement, and then we're going to have some catastrophic events that are very unpleasant and uncomfortable. But the outcome of that is that we learn that this is important. And then we have the motivation to start building. So year 3, let's say, year 3 to 5, we're building that security layer. We're fixing the damage that has been created by not caring. And in 5 years, my hope is that we'll be at a place where we really feel good about doing privacy, about doing security, about taking the extra 2 seconds sometimes it takes to enter the or make a longer password or whatever it is,
of course,
to encrypt our data and protect ourselves.
Right, sounds good and exciting. The future is bright. There's lots happening. You never know who's making what and innovating how, but thank you for doing the work that you're doing to create a safer world. And thank you so much. We really appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. Excellent. That was great. Are you okay with all the answers?
Yep.
Yeah, I loved it. It's, we sprinkled dust here and there, and we went deeper into a few points, and that was the objective, to help understand, what is going on.
I would love, when we do the editing, if we could have, I know we're going to have the secret network, but I'd love to have lisaloud.com on there as well, because I'm trying to mentor people on how to use AI in the future and how to avoid the whole thing that I talked about. I have video content
if you want
about that.
Say that into the camera, and that way I can ask you, hey, where do we go for more information?
Okay.
Give me that, and then we'll add it to the end. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So where do we go and find more information or look for resources?
I have a website, lisaloud.com, so myname.com, and I'm putting out video content to help people understand how to use AI in a safe and beneficial way, as well as to help them project their careers forward. Because that's what it's all about, right? It's being successful.
Absolutely. So lisaloud.com is where we should go and check out what's going on.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.